I'm Jennifer.
Hi, I'm Kayley.
And I'm G.I. Joe. Mental health issues, hypertension, and diabetes are the top 3 diagnoses in the patients that ECHO sees. And we hope you'll take from this presentation the importance and the severity of getting these patients reliable transportation to the doctor's office. Because if one of these health issues goes untreated, the symptoms could be exacerbated, or even worse, the patient could lose their life.
ECHO's no-show rate is high at 30 to 40% compared to other healthcare facilities. This is a problem because patients are not getting access to the care they need. 3 main problems why patients are not showing up are from transportation, their jobs, and just life in general. Some patients may have a car, but they have a family of 5 that share the one car. Someone may be using the car, therefore they do not make it to their appointment. Other patients may have to work and can't get off work because they need the money, or they'll get fired if they ask off. Other patients may need to pick up their kids from school and can't find anyone else to pick them up, which makes them miss their appointment. Examples of why patients miss their appointments are endless. Every patient's life is different and the circumstances they face.
Our solution to help decrease the no-show rate is an ECHO ride-sharing service. The way it works is when a patient schedules an appointment, they will be asked if they have reliable transportation to make it to this appointment. If not, they will be informed that an ECHO driver can pick them up from wherever it is they are in town, drop them off in an ECHO clinic, and then return them to their original location or wherever it is they need to go next. If the patient says they would like to use this service, the receptionist will make note of that and then later on inputs the patient information into the ECHO app, which then notifies the driver of a new future ride. According to the Pew Research Center, a nonprofit organization that provides facts on social issues, 68% of Americans currently own a smartphone, and that number has been increasing over the past couple of years. So, if a patient has a smartphone, they will have access to the ECHO app in which they can confirm that they still need a ride as well as input where they would like to be picked up from. But just in case, if the patient falls within the 32% of Americans that do not own a smartphone, it'll be the driver's responsibility to contact the patient the night before or the morning of the appointment to make sure that they still need a ride as well as determine where they would like to be picked up. Our ECHO ride-sharing service is unique because unlike the Mets bus or local taxi cabs, it'll be solely used by ECHO patients that need assistance getting to their appointment.
Across the nation, about 3.6 million Americans miss their appointments every year. And commonly, they fall within one of the categories of either being low-income, disabled, or elderly patients that don't have reliable transportation to get to the doctor's appointment. The problem is so widespread that ride-sharing companies have begun partnering with healthcare providers and patient advocacy groups to get ride-sharing services to low-income patients. Uber has partnered with a startup company called Circulation, which already has a ride-sharing service in place for low-income patients, and Lyft has partnered with a patient advocacy group called CareMore to decrease their service costs by 30%, and the healthcare providers for those low-income patients have seen an increase in the satisfaction rate of the low-income patients by 80%.
ECHO has 12,500 visits a year from all 4 locations. With a 30 to 40% no-show rate, that's about 5,000 no-show visits a year, which is about 19 no-show visits a day. To get these 19 no-show visits a day to their appointments, there will be 6 drivers. 3 will be full-time, 2 will be part-time, and 1 will be as needed or on call. Each driver will be responsible for 6 patients a day.
So let's talk about how much these drivers would actually cost ECHO. As Kayley just said, in order for our service to run smoothly, there would need to be a total of 6 drivers, in which 3 of those would be on duty a day and responsible for up to 6 drives a day. So as you can see from the calculations on the screen, we calculated that it would be a grand total of $56,160 a year. Now this is the absolute most that this service would cost because we did not omit any days that ECHO is closed for holidays or other occurrences, as well as we also assumed that each driver working every day would actually have up to 6 drives. So now, how is this going to be funded or who's going to pay for this? We came up with 2 solutions to cover the cost. Number 1, ECHO could host an annual fundraiser in which they would raise the money. Events could include community runs or marathons, mini carnivals, concerts, things along those lines. The second option would be to request a grant from the government. Sites such as grants.gov and HHS.gov, which stands for the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, offer a wide range of grants to many profit and nonprofit organizations and businesses.
So once a patient's information is uploaded to the ECHO app, the driver can select that patient to pick up on their appointment date. And because the app is GPS enabled, the driver can maintain high efficiency and pick up additional patients along the way. We had a chance to meet with Kevin a earlier in the semester, and he told us about a token system that's already in place that gives tokens to low-income patients to ride a taxi or the Mets bus to get to their appointment. And he believes that the token system could apply to the ride-sharing service as well. Now, compared to waiting for hours for a taxi to show up to your house or waiting in inclement weather conditions at the bus stop, the Echo ride-sharing service is a much more reliable and efficient way of getting low-income patients to the doctor's appointment.
For patients who do not show up to their scheduled appointments due to unreliable transportation, our Echo ride-sharing service will guarantee a ride to and from the Echo clinics. Unlike the Mets bus or local taxi cabs, our Echo ride-sharing service will make sure each patient arrives to their appointment on time and gets to their second or return location in a timely manner. Overall, we believe our Echo ride-sharing service will definitely decrease the 30 to 40% no-show rate. With 5,000 no-shows a year, there is a great need and opportunity for our Echo ride-sharing service.